Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another excellent episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye's spinach. He is the tranquil dart of Ringside Society, Delaware's greatest American hero. And whenever he goes to Taco Bell, especially today, Taco Tuesday, he always asks for a cheap burrito because he loves the combination of chicken and beef. It takes two to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. And the second corner, we have that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching. Where's he going next? Nobody knows. 3 continents down, 3 more to go. No cap, straight facts. The worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. But it's not about us. No, you see, we have a woman here who is kicking a lot of butt and taking names wherever she goes. She kicks butt in New York. She kicks butt. She recently kicked butt in Delaware, and nobody knows where else she's going to go. But wherever else she goes, her opponents better beware. Fresh off of her Capital Championship Wrestling debut, Fallout graduate, everybody, welcome to the show, Sammy Chaos.
Woo!
Oh,
Get a little cowbell.
we always need more cowbell.
Yeah, that's a nice touch. I like the cowbell thing. That's pretty cool, Rob. You should keep that. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
add that
Especially
to your,
since you're in Delaware.
Yes, your move set. Yes.
Especially since you're in Delaware, which is pretty much where you say you live near the Amish. Well, that pretty much be a little Delaware thing. I mean, you are Delaware's greatest American hero, so.
Do you have cows? I mean,
No, neighbors do. Funny story. When I was a kid, one of the cows escaped from the neighbors, and then was running around. So one morning, I'm waking up, and I come outside, and there's like a random cow in my front yard. I'm like, just sitting there, chilling. I've had horses do that, so I take them. I have a telephone pole out front or whatever, like a power line. That's tied them up there, so when they drive down there, it's like, oh, there's our animal. So
yeah. Well, that's your cow now. So.
yeah.
That's yeah. It has a bit of a Delaware touch to it, you know what I mean? Maybe maybe I could find Kathy. We have another co-host. Maybe we could do some Louisiana thing. I don't know. I don't know what to say here in New York. I'll probably find something cool that's kind of New Yorker, but yeah. But enough about us, Sammy. It's an honor to have you on here.
Thank
We've
you for
seen
having
your work.
me.
I've seen you do your thing over here in New York.
Yes.
Online, not in person. Hopefully, I get to see that. Hopefully, I get to make. I'm trying to make WCW 3.
You have to. Yes.
I'm gonna try to make it next month. I should be able to. I just gotta move some things around, but I should be able to make it. But you know, how's everything in your neck of the woods?
Everything is awesome. I just debuted at CCW, which was amazing. A very fun locker room to be a part of.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I always say that CCW is like one of the hottest promotions right now in the Northeast, and they're just killing it. And it seems like
Absolutely.
every show they seem to surprise me even more. I'm thinking, every show I'm like, okay, what do they have planned next? Who's gonna be there? You have people from all over the world now, not just all over the country, all over the world that make a stop there at CCW to compete. Rob Bass, I'm actually jealous of you. Live right down the road from where they normally are. You're a lucky man. So we're gonna talk about that debut. But first,
All right.
we gotta, we always ask this question, to everybody, almost everybody that we have on the show.
Mhm.
How did you become a fan of professional wrestling? What was the show that you saw, or the main event, or the pay-per-view that made you want to see more and more of it?
So I blame my older brother for my obsession with wrestling. He got me into it, and I'm an Attitude Era baby. So it was always Stone Cold and The Rock, Mankind, Kane. I don't know. I just became obsessed, and it was always me and him watching, and it was always him practicing wrestling moves on me, whether I wanted to or not. And yeah, it just carried on throughout. It just stuck with me throughout my whole life, and here we are. Yeah,
Wow, older brothers, you gotta love them, I tell you.
have
Gee.
to.
I had an older cousin, And normally he and I were like the same thing. He was like 8 years old. He is like 8 years older than me.
Mm.
And man, we would be wrestling. I mean, obviously he'd get the better of me because I was like small. He was like big and muscular, and but good times I tell you. Attitude era. So I gotta ask you, did you ever get in trouble for saying suck it to anybody?
um, I don't think I ever got in trouble. I probably got a very stern look. But yeah, I mean, I always said it under my breath so they couldn't hear me, but it was definitely part of my vocab back then. So,
Oh, okay. I think I'm one of the only people. I mean, I was a teenager during those times, but I grew up in a country. I grew up in Guyana. I don't know if you know where that is in
mm-hmm.
South America.
Yeah.
And I'm convinced I'm one of the few that I rarely did it. I really ever did the suck it, the DX cross chop.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm convinced that I'm one of the few that never really got in trouble. I think it was a cultural thing. Like,
Mm.
yeah, you did the cross chop, but it wasn't that serious.
Right.
Or maybe it's the household I grew up in. But then again, what I used to do a lot was the people's eyebrow. When somebody would tell me something, I'd be like,
See, I was always jealous of people that could do that because I cannot for the life of me. I'm always like raising my eyebrow up. I can't do it.
yeah, I could get this side is for some reason goes higher than this side. So I would normally be like, somebody would tell me something, I'd be like, huh? And then,
Gotta
yeah,
practice.
great times. So did you ever get to go to any of the shows, the WWE shows or any indie shows growing up? Or were you
No, unfortunately. I didn't go to my first wrestling event, which was WrestleMania when it was in Jersey at the Izod Center, which I don't even remember what year it was. But I went to the WrestleMania and then Raw, and that was like those were my first two.
okay?
So yeah,
So okay, what was do you remember what the main event was for that one?
it was The Rock. Was it the Rock? Yeah, it was The Rock and I want to say Cena. My memory is such crap.
Or if it was Rock and Cena, then that was WrestleMania 29. Rock and Cena 2 was probably WrestleMania 29, which was 10 years ago. And
Yeah, we
funny,
don't. Makes me feel so old.
Miss, please don't even. I'm gonna put my age out there. So I started watching back in 1990 when I was
Mm-hmm.
6 going on 7. So
Okay.
trust me, don't feel bad. I grew up in an age where it was. So you trust me, you're good. You're fine.
We'll keep my
And
age
Rob,
disclosed.
yeah, Rob knows. I'm not gonna put Rob's business out there, but Rob knows what I'm talking about. So yeah. But yeah. So that was awesome that you got to go to the WrestleMania. That WrestleMania, I never forget. They had like everybody was doing the Fandango thing, and
Yes.
if I remember correctly, I saw a video of a train, one of the trains that was leaving New Jersey to go back to New York, and the people were doing the whole Fandango humming song
Yeah.
thing, and
Yeah, got
if
nuts.
my memory might be failing me, but somebody was like, "Hey, everybody, you have to let the O breathe," and then they started singing it again. And I was like, "Gotta love the Northeast, man. They're something else when it comes to wrestling and fandom."
Oh, New York, New Jersey. Gotta love it.
Yeah. So who are some of your favorites you enjoyed cheering for growing up that you would say were your inspirations to get into wrestling?
Well, definitely the whole feuding of The Rock and Stone Cold, 100%. I was a big Lita fan, huge Lita fan. The Hardy Bros, Mankind, Kane, all of them, just crazy darkness.
That's
So,
cool. I always said Lita was the leader of the women's evolution from
hmm
back then. People say the evolution happened 5 years ago, but I'm like, no, that was a revolution, if you ask me.
yeah,
But
100%. Her, China, like seeing China was always a trip. She was always a lot of fun to watch.
oh yeah, I wish I could have met her. like in
Yeah.
person, just to say, thank you for all the memories that she gave us. Because I would never forget her stepping up and beating Jeff Jarrett for that Intercontinental title.
Hmm.
Me being a 16-year-old at the time, I was like, "What? She beat Jeff Jarrett?" And Jeff Jarrett was wild, and he was hitting women in the head with guitars. I mean, stuff that wouldn't play out this day and age. Like he was doing it, and she just went and beat him for that title, and then she
Yeah.
had the whole thing with Chris Jericho, and which was comedic too. And
Yeah.
then her and Eddie Guerrero. That was, and I definitely miss her. She was
Yeah. She
definitely
was a badass. Hmm.
yeah.
Yes.
So now that you're a fan of the sport and you're going to the shows and cheering your favorites and watching every week, how did your journey go from Sammy Chaos wrestling fan to Sammy Chaos badass wrestler who's kicking ass everywhere she goes?
Um, I got bored of not doing what I really wanted to do in life. So I had a crazy thought that I would see if I was any good at this. Um, it was funny because a couple of the people in my life at the time that I told, they're like, "You're doing what? Like, you're gonna do what?" I still get that, but they're just like, "You're gonna start training to do what?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna start training to beat people up." Like, um, but yeah, like as soon as I started training, though, I fell in love with it, and the rest is history. And it's been a trip.
That's great. So I got to say, kudos to you on doing that. Taking. And I really, Rob, you got to help me with this, man. I got to find a cool phrase that says a fan that goes from being a fan to being involved in the wrestling industry, not necessarily as a wrestler, but also as a ring announcer or manager. I got to find. But kudos to you on taking that step. I would say I was gonna say jump over the guardrail, but I frown upon
Didn't
that.
you didn't you say that? When I saw I watched the interview with my CCW tag partner with Caitlin Marie, and didn't I think that's a good phrase to use? Like hopping the barricade.
Okay, so for those of you that actually listen out here, if you're cool with that, fine. If you're not cool with that, just let me know. But kudos to you on hopping the barricade and joining the wrestling world in a positive way. Not hopping the barricade and causing like some of those fans.
Chaos.
I don't know what they're thinking about, but kudos to you on that. And thank you for the matches that you've given us. I've seen your work, and I'm like, I saw that one match with you and Jordy Lee, and you
Oh yeah,
ladies.
that was my very first match.
What?
Yeah,
You
that was mine
capping?
and Jordy's very first match, and it's so
Rob,
funny to go back now and like watch that match, and I'm like, we both have come so far that I can't wait to get back in the
wow.
ring with Jordy.
Rob, you hearing this? Wow. I thought I thought that was like
Yeah,
your
that's
sixth.
wild.
I thought it was like your sixth or your seventh match.
No, that was
No.
number one.
Ooh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy, man. Wow, I tell you, hey, Fallout Shelter,
They're
Mike
legit.
Law,
I'm telling you.
Joakim, Janelle from HR, y'all doing good stuff over there, man.
Yeah.
That was impressive. I was hooked on that match. I was like, yo, this match is lit. I was actually jealous of the crowd because I was like, man, wish I could have been there, man. Y'all did a great job. Y'all keep up the great
Thank
work.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And the thing with I noticed it with the women from Fallout Shelter slash Battle Club is that y'all got an energy that shines through. Like it's hard to not notice y'all. Like
Hmm.
when I saw y'all, I was like, yo, I really hope Sammy Chaos gets to debut in CCW. They need her. She would definitely be a big plus.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Give more depth to their women's division. And then I guess Marcello heard me because now he's like, hey, see, Sammy Chaos is gonna be on CCW. I was like, yo.
See what
And now
happens
it's
when you
like,
put things out in the universe? It comes right back at you.
yeah. And then you got Jordy Lee, who has that, like, who definitely brings that New York flavor to it.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I'm hoping she gets a chance to go down there too, because
Yeah.
I could see her, doing a lot of great things in pro wrestling just by being herself. So you
Yes,
ladies are definitely
100%.
kidding over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in regards to the Fallout shelter, how'd you end up like finding them, and like how did all you know like how did that meeting happen?
So I started I started training right before the pandemic happened, and I was obviously training somewhere else, but I met a lot of really awesome people where I was training, and it just kind of like through networking, I was told that, they're opening a school in New York and, the Fallout shelter. And yeah, I just kind of, it's, it's been a lot of fun. They're amazing. I started there last last January. So not this past January, the January prior. Um, and I've learned so much. We're always learning. We're constantly learning, always training. There's always something new to learn. But yeah, it was just networking that kind of someone dropped Fallout in my lap and I said, sign me up as soon as possible.
That's great. That's great that you actually stuck with it, and now
Yeah.
you're killing. I can see you going I could definitely see you going far. Like no cap. I'm not just saying this because you're in front of me, but I could definitely see you doing big things. And
Thank
best
you.
believe when I see you on AEW or Impact or WB, I'll be like, yo, she did it.
I'll be
You
like,
know,
you called it. You did this.
Hey, we're- so I don't know about Rob or anybody, but it's weird. I cheer more for people's success than my own. I'm always cheering for people.
Yeah.
Always trying to motivate people. Because we need a lot more. We need a lot more cheering in this
Yeah.
world today. Especially with everything going on. We just came out of a pandemic, so we
Yeah.
definitely need a lot of motivation and positive vibes. So, Sammy,
Yeah.
best believe we're cheering for you.
Thank
And,
you.
we always enjoy seeing people that have been on the show go on to do great things. That's appearances, get signed, and so on.
Hmm.
It's a great feeling. So CCW, you made your debut in there. You made your debut for them. One
Hmm.
of the best promotions, not women's promotions, but promotions in the Northeast.
Hmm.
They're on fire right now.
Yes.
So what was it like? You made your debut in a tag team with Kayla Marie, and the two of you actually faced off against one of pro wrestling's hardest working tag teams, successful tag teams who have been winning tag team titles wherever they go, the Renegade Twins. What was it like, stepping in the ring with a woman who, correct me if I'm wrong, who you've never tagged with before, probably just met in person, going up against an experienced tag team in the Renegade Twins?
We actually didn't get to face the Renegade Twins, unfortunately. They couldn't make it. So it was me and Caitlin against Nikki Duke, someone I actually train with, and Ultraviolet. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it was fun. It's always, for me, it's always interesting teaming with somebody, especially someone who's, I don't want to say the complete opposite of me, but you can even see in our entrance we're complete opposites. Um, yeah, I prefer to work alone, but it was definitely a lot of fun. It was very interesting. Unfortunately, we didn't get the W, but it was fun, and I look forward to hopefully working with Caitlin again because I think we had some good chemistry, and I'd love to beat people up with her. So yeah,
That's cool. Well, hopefully we get to see that tag team more in
yes.
CCW. Hopefully we get to see
Mhm.
you go after the tag team titles, which one of which is actually held by a fellow Battle Club competitor in Brooke V.
Mhm.
Is, is her name?
Yes.
It's Brooke. Is it Brooke Valentine?
Brooke Valentine. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we get to see that. I know, man. If CCW ever goes back to like Westville, New Jersey, where they had a show before,
Mhm.
best believe I will try my best to get that day off and make it over there because I want to see the whole like there's always that part of the match where two people who have a past but have never faced off before. There's always that moment, and that's the one moment I would go there just to see. Is you and Brooke V facing off in that
Yeah,
ring,
I
whether as a
love that.
tag team, or whether it's one on one, just to capture that moment.
Absolutely. I think we'd have a lot of fun together.
So I just got two more questions before I pass it over to Rob. Kind of Rob has a couple as well too.
Sure.
So my second to last question, you know, who are so back, let's see, back in like I guess 2016 when Cody Rhodes left WWE, he had a list of wrestlers he wanted to face on the indies. And subsequently several other wrestlers started doing the same thing too. They had lists of who they wanted to face in the near future. Who are your top five that you would want to face in the very near future? They could be from anywhere. I mean, anything's possible these days. I mean,
That's very true.
WWE, AEW, Impact, Indies, Japan. Who would you want to face?
So it's funny because I'm actually the number one on my list. I'm actually facing at Women Crush Wednesday, Jessica Havoc. That's one of my dream matches. So I'm so stoked for there are no words. So she was number one. Also on that list, Lufisto.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. I'm gonna say one of my coaches, Masha.
okay.
I think we could beat each other up pretty nicely.
Teacher versus student. You love to see it.
Yeah, she kicked my butt. Let's see. I'd love to go against someone like Beth Phoenix, like the Glamazon. Like, oh my goodness, I probably wouldn't even know what to do. I just stare at her.
Okay.
I mean, Bull Nakano, that's a fever dream.
Ooh,
And probably Aja Kong.
wow. I can tell you
Yeah.
right now, if you ever have a chance to go to Japan,
Oh yeah. Oh
Oh, I
no.
think he froze up.
Oh no, froze.
Oh
it
man,
happens.
that's
It
all.
happens.
You're good. Okay. I was
We
about to
got him
start. I was about to ask a question or two.
back.
Rob, I know. I think I'm getting I think I'm getting your frozen issues now over here. But
Yeah, Comcast, man, with them and their internets. Oh my lord. Shit.
so yeah, so if you ever get a chance to go to Japan, I would say, because that, obviously that's where Aja Kong and Bull Nakano are, unless they do an American tour over here. But if you ever get a chance to go over there and face them, I don't know if you've been to Japan before, but
No, not yet.
take take that booking with a smile and go and embrace it. It is a wonderful country. I was stationed there for 3 years with the Navy, and
Oh,
I
nice.
enjoyed every single bit of it. Tokyo
Mhm.
is a vibe, and I tell every wrestler, I started telling them now, whenever you go over there, the one thing you have to do, you have to get your Ribeiro jacket from Ribeiro Steakhouse.
Yes. Yep.
I know, no, the owner is not cutting me a check. I'm just saying, you got to get that
You're
jacket.
not
Hulk Hogan got
sponsored or
it.
anything? Are you sure?
If Ribeiro ever sponsored us, I would be like, my head, I would be smiling from ear to ear. Like I would be my that intro I just did earlier would have a bit of a pep in its step. I'd be like, sponsored by Ribeiro, ringside to side. Rob would be like, Remy, you okay? Like, what's going on with you, man? Yeah, but definitely enjoy Japan. It's great. One thing I'd recommend if you're a dog person, there's a statue of Hachiko at Shibuya train station. And that was a dog that waited for its owner at that train station even after he died. And
Oh,
then the dog kept waiting for his owner until he himself passed away. So,
that's so sad.
yeah, yeah. But it's definitely a tourist attraction. So yeah, I
Mhm.
definitely hope you get that chance, and
Yeah, it's on the list. It's on the list.
so my last question that
Yes.
I have is in regards to, I normally ask a music question, but I'm gonna switch it up because like I say, hashtag we are not the same. I'm
Mm.
gonna ask you this one question. So you're from the Fallout Shelter. You wrestle. You also wrestled for, obviously wrestled for Battle Club as well too.
Hmm.
We have had Scotty Rikens on our show. We've had Jody Lee on our show, and
Hmm.
we've also had Joakim and Joakim Morales and Janelle Garcia, aka Janelle from HR, who's also the
Hmm.
owner. Who else from the Battle Club slash Fallout Shelter? Who are some top 5 people you think we should have on our show?
Top 5 people.
Like, what are the next 5 people you think we should interview on the show?
Um, Even though she annoys me to no end, I'm gonna say Spice Spiegel.
Okay.
um, Brian Baum. He would definitely be an interesting character to add to your show. Let's see. Anthony, have you had Anthony Gamble?
No, I haven't.
He's definitely one to look out for. He's the captain of the Fallout Shelter. He definitely helps out a lot of us. So 100%. Let's see. And any of the coaches, definitely, Santi, Masha, Pena, and Mike Law, you could pick their brains about a lot of things. So.
Santi. Every time I see Santi, he reminds me of one. Santi, please don't kick my butt for saying this. Every time I see George Santi, he reminds me of one of my first favorite wrestlers, Tito Santana. That guy, I just see Tito whenever I see that guy. Man.
Well, have him on your show and you can tell him.
Yeah, and then I have to go and I have to grow my goatee even more and then hide and sell ringside society to Rob and yeah, so
Listen, it could be a whole different life for you.
yeah, definitely. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Rob. I know Rob has a couple of questions for you.
Right.
By the way, if you're a Marvel and DC's aficionado, he's gonna probably ask you a ton of questions about that. So, but
Awesome.
Rob, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
All right, sweet. Thanks, man. So what's going on, Sammy? How's everything going today? How was your day?
Good.
You have a good
Good.
day?
How about you? How about you?
It was pretty good, just hanging out. I got some iron injections, so I'm all pumped up and stuff. And
Okay.
came home. There's chickens. My neighbor's chickens were in the yard, so my dogs got to bark at them.
What
So
a
fun was
life.
had by all. So so I got to ask. You were at CCW. It was 2 weeks ago or whatever. I think. Yeah, last week or week before. So are you coming back on April 15th? Are you planning? Do you or yeah, you have other things going on?
I won't be there for the 15th, but hopefully, down the road I'll be booked on some other dates if they'll have me. So it was definitely a lot of fun. I loved being there.
Yeah, that was it's pretty cool because when Remy said you were coming on, I was like, I know her. I was like, I met her at CCW. I was like, I didn't get to chat with her. I was like, I think I just walked up, and was like, shook, shake your hand. Hey, how you doing? The standard thing or whatever. I was like, yeah, I know. Yes, I know her.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was like,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Yeah. So next time, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'll actually chat with you next time I see you. I
Yeah,
was like,
chat
hey,
me
how
up
you
next
doing?
time.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, like you were saying, that locker room there, everybody I talk to, man, it's always like, yeah, that locker room's chill and calm, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm spoiled, because I don't really go to a lot of locker rooms. I like sitting around here in my home area, so yeah, man, I always hear that. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I do gotta ask, you know, uh, oh my bad, here, stumbled on my questions, my bad.
You're
So you
good.
got your next show is when is it? 2 weeks, WCW Women Crush Wrestling or whatever.
Yeah, Women Crush Wednesday. Yes.
Women Crush Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel about that coming up? I mean, you're wrestling on Wednesday. Usually, you got the weekend things going on. Are you going to be able to, do your thing on Thursday? Kick butt on Wednesday and take
Listen,
an angel on Thursday morning.
Yeah, that's the nature of the job, you know. Absolutely. I'll try not to be a zombie Thursday.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. Now, do you have to pull double duty that week? You know what I mean? Like wrestle on the week that weekend also. And
I don't think I have anything that weekend, so it'll be a nice break.
yeah, well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Now, I gotta ask, for training at the Fallout shelter, like we had a lot of people on there. You know, what I mean, like, what's it like, learning from, the like, people like you were mentioning, like Masha and stuff. I've actually met her at CCW and stuff. She's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, she's
Yes.
really cool. So, like, what's it like, learning from them? You know, I mean, because I believe, if they didn't have matches or whatever, I'd sit there and just pick their brain for like hours and all, just like just talk with them until they're like, all right, you need to leave.
It's a lot of fun because they bring so many different styles to the Fallout. You have Masha who is in Japan, and it's a lot of fun to pick their brains about every aspect of the business, not just training. And they have a lot of knowledge that they give us. So I feel super lucky to have four very different trainers training me. So it's definitely an advantage.
So now, when you're at the Fallout shelter, it's because like where I train at the workforce, we don't have a thing. It's like you don't graduate. You're always like pretty much a student. You know what I mean? You just like level up. It's like kind of like martial arts thing. You got white band, green band, blah blah blah, all
Yeah.
the way up like that. Because you can always learn. Is that do y'all follow? Do something like that, or do y'all have like after this you can you're graduated. See ya.
No, I mean we're pretty much the same. We're always training. Everyone's always a student. Everyone's
Yeah.
always learning. But it's pretty much when you have one of your coaches tell you that they feel confident enough in you to start taking matches when you get booked on Battle Club. It's a really good feeling. It's almost like a feeling of graduating, but it's
Hmm.
no one ever graduates. We're all still students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my trainers and stuff, they will forget more about wrestling than I will ever know in my life. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'll always be learning. I could be like 100 years old, still learning something new.
There's always something to learn. Yes.
Yeah. Almost every training session or whatever, we'll do our roles, do whatever,
Yes.
and start talking. I'm like, oh, I never thought of that. Like, yeah, yeah, yes, okay, yeah, you're right, bam, wow, okay.
Yep. Yeah. It's like that too over here.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Hmm.
So, with the year coming up, I mean, what can we expect from you this year? More domination, up and down the East Coast. Can we expect you, moving, maybe going eastward, maybe north, south a little bit, Texas way?
Yeah. I mean, whoever will have me, I will gladly come and beat your people up. So.
That's right. So where is the farthest you've traveled so far for wrestling?
The furthest I've traveled is right over the border of Pennsylvania. So not too far, but yeah. I
Okay.
think Pennsylvania and Delaware, they were like equally the equal distance. So I'll say Pennsylvania, Delaware.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So you were pretty
Yeah.
much dominating and kicking butt in the Mid-Atlantic area.
Listen, we're trying to expand out here. So
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Book her, you know what I mean? Yeah, you need her, you know
listen,
what I mean? She's awesome in the locker room. She'll tear up, she'll bring the crowd there. The crowd will be on their feet.
yes,
They'll be cheering or booing, whatever you need her to do, or whatever.
100%. Please boo me.
That's right. Yeah, boo her, boo her. Take it all in. Now, I was doing
Right.
a little research and stuff. And literally like yesterday, day before, or whatever, I was chatting with somebody and they're talking about Cracker Barrel and Cheesecake Factory and all. And I'm like, I have never eaten at either place, you know what I mean? And
Really?
cheesecake is my favorite dessert, you know what I mean? Like if you get a whole cheesecake, I mean, I may look, like pretty slim and all, but no, that I will eat that whole thing, you know what I mean?
You gotta
And I got to
go.
see you at Cheesecake Factory stuff, so what is it really like? And would I get addicted to the menu and stuff? Ordering
Yes.
all the cheesecake? Yeah.
Yeah, you will. It's actually one of my favorite places to go, as stupid as that is. It's good. I mean, they have a million cheesecakes to choose from, so you need to find yourself there. You need to go.
Oh yeah, yeah. See,
Yeah.
I've heard about it, been wanting to go there, but I'm like, man, if they hand me that menu, I'm like, you know what? Give me the left side. You know what I mean? And the next time I come here, I'll take the right side. You know, just oh
It's gonna be hard to choose just one, so you might leave with a few.
yeah. Because I read a story the other day. This NFL quarterback Vince Young. They said he used to go there and spend like thousands of dollars when he was there, and I'm like, oh man, no, this scares me. Oh man, I don't want to go bankrupt at Cheesecake Factory.
Yes,
Oh
go there
man.
with a budget.
Yeah, that's right. Balling on a budget over there. Shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I was also doing a little research, I got to see, you were into a little radio and stuff back in the day and all. You know what I
Oh
mean? Like,
yeah, in college.
yeah. Well, what was that about? You know, what I mean, what were you doing there? Were you actually DJing? Did you have a talk? Was it a talk show? Were you, playing music? What were you doing on there?
All of that. So me and my one friend in college, we had a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night show. Where I mean it was mostly music, but it was called the Best of Both Worlds because I was the metal rock side and she was like the hip hop pop side.
Mhm.
But it was a lot of fun. We used to take a lot of calls from just like drunk college kids, and it was a really good time. And I learned a lot about the radio, so that was fun. My dad actually used to record them, so he might still have them somewhere.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Now, did you end up getting a degree in radio or anything like that, or was that just something like, yeah, this is pretty fun, y'all just wanted to do for fun and giggles and all that?
Yeah, that was my friend at the time, she was majoring in communications. So for her it was kind of part of her degree and for me it was
Okay.
just an extracurricular.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, it was a good time.
So you're saying on there, you like the heavy metal bands and all that good stuff, you know what I mean? So who are you listening to and like what have you been to a lot of concerts and stuff, and if you are go to the concerts, are you in the mosh pit?
I used to be in the I don't know about now, but I definitely used to be in the mosh pit.
Mm,
I'm a big Metallica fan.
yes,
I used to go
epic
to like
Metallica.
yeah, Ozfest all the time. So Black Sabbath, Rob Zombie, Black Label Society, um, you know, all that fun stuff. AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, that side of it. I was really into like hair metal for a while. So yeah, I don't go to shows as often anymore, but when I do, I'm right outside the mosh pit.
Okay, there you go.
I
Yeah,
took
yeah.
a
See,
step back.
there you go. Yeah, I haven't been to very many concerts or whatever. I don't know. I have more fun at like a stand-up show, like watching a comedian or a wrestling show. Like,
Yeah.
I go to music. I love the band and all, and I'll jam, but I'm just like, I'm not having as much fun as everybody else I see. I'm like, oh, I feel left out. Like, man, I enjoy the music, but yeah. Because I think the last band I went to see was Disturbed. Yeah, it was
Oh
in
wow,
Philly.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember they had some lizard dude on there, like in between the acts or whatever. And when they were taking a break, he'd go up and do some like those crazy, nasty tricks. Like he took a drill, and was like all up in here, doing stuff like that. It was like
Oh
one dude
man.
passed out, and they're like, "Get him out of here! He's a punk!" And I was like, "Oh my lord!"
Yeah, that's intense.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do all that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's a lot.
but yeah, Metallica. Yeah, that's one of my they're one of my favorites. What I mean, yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. Megadeth, AC/DC, Nirvana. Yeah, yeah, always great.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I listen to hair metal too. I have no problem with jamming to hair metal either. I mean, I love my '80s stuff, and
Yeah,
I'll jam.
I was super into Poison for a while.
Yes.
So, yep.
Hey, if somebody ever had, whenever somebody's like, I want to know what the meaning of life is, I'm like, every rose has its thorn. Just
Absolutely.
like every night has its dawn. Just like every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. Every rose has its thorn. Yep.
It's the
I like
meaning of
them. I like
life.
Skid Row. Yep. I got that from what was that? Bill and Ted Bogus Adventure or whatever. I think it was the second one. They're talking to guys. He's like, "What's the meaning of life?" And they're like, and he's like, "You're correct." I was like, "Sweet." No, so I know the answer now.
Yep.
Now I do got to ask, traveling, from where you are, over in Pennsylvania, Delaware, and stuff. Have you ever had encountered any crazy travel stories yet? Like, have you run across, maybe a I heard like Jersey, maybe girls through Jersey, they got the New Jersey Devil or like Bigfoot or anything like that. Anything
Um,
crazy?
I mean, not yet, but I mean, growing up, I grew up like in the mountains, so we have crazy stories from up there, but I have no crazy wrestling travel stories yet. Yet.
Okay. All right. Now you said the mountains and stuff and all. Now I gotta ask. I gotta ask a crazy story about stuff about that. Have you ever had to deal with bears?
Always, yes.
Oh, whew.
Yeah.
I went to upstate New York with my friends to visit their aunt one time, and she was like, she was like really old. She had like an oxygen, like, tank or whatever and all. And
Yeah.
she was telling us like 2 days before there's a bear up here. I'm beating it with a broom and all like this to get out of my trash can. We're all like, what? You're fighting a bear? Like, really? Like, oh my God. Like, I would soil myself. Like, no. She's like, no, I don't care. I'll beat him on his head. But she lived like on a mountain. So when you got on the mountain, you had the speed to go up the mountain. You couldn't
Yeah.
just go.
Yeah, I grew up in Orange County, New York,
Oh man.
which
So how is that mountain life or whatever, man?
I mean, I loved it. I love being away from people. I'll deal with the bears. So. Uh-oh.
All right, I froze up. But I'm back. Yeah, like I was saying, how is that mountain life up there? Because I always enjoy the mountains. Like I'm in Delaware, it's all flat here.
Yeah.
How is that like?
I love it. I loved growing up in Orange County. I'll deal with the bears any day. It was nice. It was just secluded enough for me where you could drive to civilization.
That's good. Yeah, see, I would like to do that. You just live off somewhere and then it's just like, yeah, it's like a 20, 30 minute drive to a town, so I can go to Walmart or do what I need to do or whatever and then go back, so it's no craziness.
Right.
That's right. Now, I do got to ask, I always ask this, because I'm somebody who watches the same stuff over and over again, like comfort shows. But, are there any new movies and TV shows you're into or you've seen lately or comfort shows of your own that you like watching?
Well, as for new shows, I don't know about you, but I'm super invested in Last of Us.
Ooh, I played the game, so I'm kind of scared.
Need to watch the show.
My
Amazing.
emotions. My emotions, I'm like, I got to be in the right mindset because I played the game and I know how it is. And I know the show probably do the same thing.
It's heartbreaking, but it's so good. Comfort shows. I mean, I watched Schitt's Creek probably a million times. I'm a huge comedy fan, so like Schitt's Creek, The Office, Parks and Rec. Those are probably my comfort shows that I'll just have on.
I think Parks and Rec is like really underrated. You don't hear a lot of people talking about it. Like that show is hilarious. Like,
oh, I love Amy Poehler, so I loved it.
Yeah, they had the whole cast on there. Ron Swanson, that dude is just great. And just there's this one that I think they have a meme on online or whatever where he's sitting there in the middle of the office and he's like, "Excuse me," he's just
he's just in his
Yeah. I'm like, yes, classic Ron. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's a good one.
Yeah. Parks and Rec. Yeah, all that good stuff. Yeah, I've been stuck on like watching South Park and all, because it's got so many episodes, I'll watch it over again.
Yeah.
But I have been trying to watch the show called You on Netflix. I was told it was something like Dexter. Sam, well, I don't want to drop their name. At 1CW, they were telling me, they're like, "Yo, if you like Dexter, you need to watch this." And they're telling me all about it and stuff. I'm like, "All right, yeah, I'm watching." I'm like, "Yeah, that's pretty good." It's called You. So.
Yeah, I think I watched like the first season and half of season 2. I think they're on like 4 now. So.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I just started it, so I was like, pretty much, I'm not far in it. So. But yeah, I'm gonna get there. It's pretty good. I enjoy it so far because I like Dexter. If you ever seen Dexter, that show is
That's a show on the list of shows that people have told me to watch. So, it's up there with Breaking Bad. Yeah, Breaking Bad. I've never seen. Still, it's on the list.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I didn't get into that till like the last season or whatever either. I was like, yeah, all right, I'll give it a shot. And then I was like,
yeah,
I can't stop watching it. It's just one of them things. Like, oh my lord, oh man.
Yeah.
So now, before I pass it on back to Remy, I do want to say, I want to say thank you very much, coming on the show, chatting with us. I definitely
Yes.
had a blast. I wish you nothing but the positive things that happen to you, your family. I hope you get to travel all around, kicking butt, taking gold. You know
Thank
what I
you.
mean?
Yes.
Yeah, kicking butt, taking names in the morning, kicking butt in the evenings. You know what I mean? I hope you do all that. You know what I mean? I wish you all the positive things that happen to you and your career and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Sammy, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on our show. It was a pleasure having you on, and we wish you
Thank you.
nothing but the best in your wrestling career. We hope you get to, you know, wrestle all those people who are on your list, and also get to travel the world. And hopefully we get to see that. Oh, she's wrestling in Ireland, or she's wrestling
Yes.
or Mexico or Canada.
All over.
We're definitely rooting for you and cheering for you as well.
Thank you.
Before we shut this show down, where can fans find you on social media when they want to find away next experiences, purchase Sammy Chaos merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
On Twitter and Instagram, it's the same handle. It's real Sammy Chaos. And I have my link tree with merch and all that fun stuff. So definitely find me.
Awesome. So y'all definitely heard this woman actually has, merchandise available. She's
Yes.
on Twitter, she's on Instagram. Give her a follow. If you can't make the shows that she's at, purchase some Sammy Chaos merchandise. That's another way you can support your favorite indie wrestler, or even support indie wrestling as a whole, is purchasing
Mhm.
the merchandise as well.
Goes a long way.
It definitely does. And that way whenever she gets signed to AEW or WWE or one of those big league companies, and somebody goes, "Hey, I just got the new Sammy Chaos, shirt from whatever, shop link they
Hmm.
have." You could be like, "Yeah, well, I got her stuff from when she was in the Indies." You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's going to be worth so much money.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So it's always good to support somebody, at the beginning of the journey as
Yes.
well. So definitely go out there, support indie wrestling. If you don't support indie wrestling, you see this skinny guy named Rob Bass next to me. I'm gonna have him go to your house, and he's gonna eat your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. When you come back home and you check your fridge, you're gonna find a skipping rope in there. That means you gotta skip that meal because Rob done ate all your food. So support indie wrestling. It's a great feeling. That's where 99% of your AEW and WWE superstars come from. So why
True.
not see them before they hit the big leagues?
Exactly.
With that being said, it's about that time for us to, shut this show down. My eyelids are getting heavy, my stomach is rumbling. That means it's time for a nap and then dinner. Maybe not that order, but before I partake in those activities, Rob Bass, the Mel Gibson to my Danny Glover, and the Sean Spence to my Burton Guster. Where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling, find out your next experiences, purchase Rob Bass merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at Rob_base82, and then Facebook, Rob Base. And then April 15th, 1CW, CCW, we're back in Houston, kicking butt, taking names over there. I'll be there, refing for 1CW. And then on April 22nd, we'll be in Harrington at the fairgrounds doing 3 shows that day. So I'll be repping 3 shows or whatever. I think they're each about an hour or so. So we're doing that. And then the week after that, we're going to be in Sheraton, Virginia, doing our expansion thing. So yeah, we got a lot of. April's a busy month for us. So I'm chilling
That's
right
great.
now.
That's
So
definitely
getting ready
great.
for the yeah, getting ready.
That's great. I'm very happy that you're also busy as well too, Rob. Shout out to 1CW and their expansion. Very happy for y'all. And for those of y'all that are in those areas, definitely check them out. A lot of great men and women over there in 1CW. And if like I said, April 15th, CCW, check them out as well. They're doing great things. I'm not just saying that. I've actually been to a CCW show before, and it was amazing. And with that being said, if you want to find me on social media, not that I say a lot of cool stuff these days, but I go to a lot of cool places. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the Remy Blue. And I'm also on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue. You could find me on there as well. Don't be shy. Feel free to add me. Very approachable. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society, Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're on a Facebook. We're on Facebook as a Facebook group. Just type in Ringside Society and you'll see us. And we're also on Spotify and we have a Teespring store where we sell official Ringside Society merchandise. We have T-shirts, we have tank tops, we have long sleeve shirts. We also have hoodies, and we even have coffee mugs for your favorite warm beverage. So definitely check us out. You know, buy some Ringside Society merch. All proceeds go back into keeping our show afloat. It did not go back into our pockets. We have different designs as well too. St. Patrick's Day was last Friday, so we also have St. Patrick's Day X Ringside Society apparel as well available, and we have our new luxury apparel coming very soon. Our luxury design apparel coming very soon, so look out for that as well. And last but not least, we have a YouTube channel where we have cool interviews like this one, like the one we had with Joaquin Morales, Janelle Garcia, the Scotta Ricans, Jordy Lee, and many other great men and women in professional wrestling, as well as fans too. So definitely check us out. All you gotta do is go on YouTube, type in Ringside Society, and when you see that really handsome dark blue and light blue yin yang sound with the blue flames around it, brought to us by Moreno Artwork. Shout out to Luis Moreno. That's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. But with that being said, we just want to thank everybody tuning in live tonight. We really and truly appreciate it. We strive on being one of the best wrestling podcasts a wrestling fan could and should listen to, and we will continue to do so as long as we're around. To those y'all that are going to listen later on when you get a chance, thank you very much in advance. And those y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd stop what we're doing and just go away. Well, like myself at a Golden Corral and Rob Bass at a taco festival, especially on Tuesday, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
And we ain't stopping. With that being said, we just want to let everybody know that we're very well and we're to everybody and their grandparents and their parents of a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag we are not the same. Hey, yo, Rob Bass, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, one time for the Fallout Shelter and Battle Club Pro, and one time for Fallout Shelter graduate who is kicking butt wherever she goes, Sammy Chaos.
Woo!
What's our podcast story?
With Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right, with a Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, and we'll be back next week with another impressive guest on another impressive episode. But until then, we just have 4 favors to ask. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay
Bye.
classy, Delaware.